Hi, I'm a volunteer here with Planned Parenthood, and I'm going to walk you into the building. You should know that there are some very loud protesters here. Their message and the materials you don't have to accept, and you don't have to listen to them, and I'm going to talk to you the whole way into this building so that as you enter, you don't really have to pay attention to what they're saying. And then I open the door and shut it as quickly as possible.
Our escorts are volunteers who stand outside of our Highland Clinic, which provides abortion services. We typically have protesters in front of our clinics when we're seeing patients. The volunteer escorts are there to act as a buffer between the picketers and the patients.
My primary duty is to make sure that patients are not harassed and they're able to get in to the clinic safely.
It's the first point of compassion that we, Planned Parenthood, can demonstrate to people coming for health services here.
Not only does it help our patients feel better about coming in and our visitors feel better about coming in, but also another really big role that our escorts play for us is just visibility. Because I think a lot of people don't realize that there's still a need for that. Like they'd hear about back in the 90s and prior to that, big protests in front of clinics where people would be linking arms in front of clinics and you could not physically get into one. And luckily it's gotten better now with certain laws that have passed and just how things have kind of changed over time. But we do still get picketers and there still is opposition out there, and I don't think people realize that there still is a need for us to have people out there, ushering people into the clinic.
I've been an escort a little over 3 years. I'm old enough to remember what life was like when abortion was illegal and birth control was very hard to get. And I saw things kind of swinging back that way and decided I really needed to get involved, and I had time to do it, so I decided to come out here and be on the front line, so to speak.
I came to Planned Parenthood in the 70s as a college student for health services and was confronted by these protesters, and so I had firsthand experience on what it was like. There weren't escorts at the time. What it was like to have to come past this front line. And so when I decided that I needed to step up and participate in my community, I thought escorting was going to be the most interesting and one of the more valuable jobs that you could have.
It takes a special kind of person to escort. You need to be a very patient person, and you have to be able to understand the bigger picture of what you're doing. They're out there for their entire shift with people who are yelling at our patients when they come in, or sometimes yelling at them. So it's a very interesting, I think, position. You have to kind of have a sense of humor about it, I think, because of some of the interesting things that the picketers will say to you.
They'll scream things about you must hate your mother. Are you a Nazi? I mean, they get pretty weird out here.
If you're a Hispanic client coming to the clinic, they'll hand you a brown rubber baby and tell you that this is your fetus.
There's a lot of strange things said, a lot of lies, a lot of misconceptions. Birth control causes cancer, abortion causes cancer.
I had one woman standing here last fall telling me and the contractor who was planting tulip bulbs that the tulip bulbs would not grow because this was a demonic and satanistic spot organization, and as we can see today, the tulips are up.
But our escort program is a really good way to get involved if you want to really see firsthand our opposition, to work directly with our patients, and to really feel like you're, in an immediate sense, making a really big difference.
Once you get out here and do it, it does make you stronger. It makes you more resolved to do what you can to protect reproductive rights.
It is a time where we need to step up in our communities and become active and take responsibility. And I believe in a woman's right to have health care services. And so I volunteer here in order to help protect that right.